Yeah, you know what I'm about to do. Bringing the good feelings to you. Cause we gonna keep it true. Oh yeah, just having a little bit of fun. It's been a quick minute. How to get a lot of things done. As you can see, I'm a little bit more put together, feeling a lot better. And just wanted to share the energy with y'all as I always do. If you don't know me already, I go by the stage name A.D.S, Aiyea the Shadow, or King A.D.S, as it may be stated on my channels and pages and things like that. I'm a music guy based out of the Inland Empire, Southern California, on the West Coast, and just love to everybody all over. And no matter where you at, and in these trying times that we're all going through, as I like to express my deepest condolences and understanding and sentiment towards any challenges that anyone can be faced with at these times, because there's so many curveballs from every direction, and it's hard to make heads or tails out of anything that we're dealing with or facing. So yeah, just my condolence, my heartfelt warmth and strength and love out to everybody. And if you're on your goals, the same goes to you. I just like to send out that good vibration and energy, all the time. And just wanted to take a little bit of time to get with you and see what we've already done. We've come a long way over these 100+ videos that I've been doing. If you've been with me the whole time, I appreciate you. And if you're watching a video now, please do hit that like button so I can show up more in the algorithm and reach more wonderful people like you. Please subscribe, come along, check out all the music and all the talks and things. And if you have anything positive or constructive to add to some of these topics, please don't be shy. Please jump right in and please do share, as I'm trying to build more of I'm trying to rebuild my buzz and a following, not a following, but people that are we're into it together, basically. Like, we can have a little community together. And so my music listeners will kind of be of a like mind and get a feel for me, or just, if it just helps you get a feel for me, that's cool too, whichever way. But I like to do these excuse me, I like to do these first and foremost, above all, to show that I am a tangible, real person here, active and getting at you. So anyway, without further ado, I like to say, like, as I was saying, we've come a long way. We've talked about understanding. We've talked about finding purpose. We've talked about not over obsessing. Talked about a lot of different things. We talk about not letting our pain define us, but our actions instead. We talked about a lot of different topics. So right now, I want to try to touch on one, do my best, and touch on one about impulsive thinking. All right. So impulsive thinking, and how you're not really designed to be impulsive in the first case, in the first place. Like, hands down, your brain is a processing tool. And yes, we do have that reptilian part of the brain that still reacts, and it's off of motion and anticipation and prediction and things like that, but more of on a what do you want to call it, a feral level, more of a survival level, right? So pure instinct mainly. And then we have our more developed frontal lobes and all these different capacities in the brain and hemispheres. So we have more of a creative side, and we have more of a logic side, and this is to help us have a higher reasoning and understanding of situations, so we can override those primitive type of instincts that we all have. And I know I've touched on this before, and I've heard other people touch on it too, and so it's bringing it right back to that again. But the impulsivity would be more upon the animalistic side of a person's existence, so it is the lower form of dealing with scenarios, which, while may save your life sometime, also could put you in scenarios from overreacting instead of thinking things through, right? And in order to think things through, we always go back to always stay learning, right? All these things stay in practice, because that's how you stay fluid, so on and so forth. So you need to develop patience and think things through, be a process thinker, as the brain is designed to do. It analyzes every little bit of information that comes across the way and breaks it down, looks at it from different angles, digests it, determines whether something's valuable or not, and whether to move on or stick with it, right? So, with that being said, when you interrupt that process, it causes malfunction in the brain, short memory, so on and so forth. When you hear people talk about the rise of ADHD and things like that, also comes from the amount of distractions that they're introduced to now from a young age. So you need to be able to slow down in order to build your focus. And things like reading or trying to start a chore or task and take it to completion, setting a deadline, all those things help a person focus their energy and stay still in a place to get it done. So, and when it comes to taking pressure to get things done, you need to have ice water veins so you don't move in haste and leave anything out that you may need, or do too much that you didn't need to do, right? Simply do what's necessary and stick to the goal and the point. So, um, so that you have to develop those ice water veins, and I do believe that it is a skill. I don't think that it's some people do have it, but I do believe that it is a skill that has to be honed and developed. So it's really easy to get in a scenario to where you feel your back's up against the wall and just react instead of taking the time to breathe, slow down, analyze it, be objective, and come back to it. You know what I mean? So that way you make a better informed decision and don't put yourself in an overexposed or overextended or just a bad, awkward situation to begin with. And yes, we're all going to make mistakes, right? But still having an understanding, awareness, another thing that we've touched on, being aware helps. So yeah, impulsive thinking though can cause a person to do things like jump to conclusions, form these visions in their mind based off of emotions, and then follow that narrative and then project their feelings and narratives onto the outside space. And while they can believe that these images are actually happening, they have not occurred yet, they could be projecting the energy that creates that type of a wave that is going to backlash and ripple back and get them in that fashion, right? So that's basically what this is about. Impulsive thinking also most of the time leads to bad outcomes. So if they overreact in a conversation, which leads to an argument, or the argument leads to an altercation, so on and so forth, or like I said, assuming and jumping to conclusions, so on, things like that. So you don't want to count your chickens before they hatch. You simply want to cross the bridges when you get there. You know what I mean? So not to be impulsive, but to think things through. Walk on your path, be calm with a stillness. You know what I mean? Even though we have to be active, try to keep that stillness with us as much as we can, so that way we can see our path clearly. Maybe if we rush, we didn't notice that there was a poison thorns on the bush, or those berries we picked were poison, and we chose to take in that nourishment for the day. Could be knowledge, could be food, or could be activities, right? We could speak in metaphor, right? It could be metaphorically speaking, could be those things though in real life, right? It could be your health, could be your mental health, could be the information you take in. So it's good to just steady yourself, study the facts, keep yourself organized, strategize, open-minded, carry nothing with you, like they say in Pacific Rim, that movie Pacific Rim. Carry nothing with you into the drift. You know what I'm saying? Carry nothing with you in there. You know what I'm saying? Just be a blank slate. Don't go in with any preconceived notions, or if you're carrying turbulence with you, wait for the turbulence to subside before speaking or before reacting, right? Before interjecting, involving yourself into another energy field, as we often are, literally walking through each other's mind space. You know what I'm saying? We're just voicing what's inside, and we're doing what we feel and envision from within outward. You know what I mean? So as we hear people's thoughts, reactions, statements, what we're literally doing is walking through the capacity of their brain to come up with these things. So what is real and what isn't will be determined by the amount of substance that can be had by those scenarios. Proof's in the pudding, so to speak. So in order to get the best result for that, you got to have that patience. You got to have that iron will and stillness and strength and firmness within yourself to know that you're making the right decisions. And in order to do that, you can't move in haste. You know what I mean? So you need to be able to calm your nerves, have those ice water veins, and don't be impulsive with the things you do. Try to make a plan, see it through. It's nice to mix things up on another note and be impulsive from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Like you just changed something up just because it needed to be changed. That's not what I'm talking about. Those things are actually healthy to do. It's been said before in the past that it's good to change more than the seasons, and that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, so that way nothing you do gets too worn out or too stale. Let's say stale, right? We keep moving, we keep growing, we keep shining, we keep changing, and that's the constant of the universe. That's the constant of life, and so it's kind of like our home, and it's where we live. So why not follow suit? So those things are healthy. You know what I mean? But if you continue to have interruptions and impulsive thinking and emotional states and reacting to those things, and it cause interruptions in your communication, cause your focus to fall off point, the amount of detail that you catch when you observe something goes down, the amount of information you retain begins to recede as well. So in order to stay away from that, we need to slow down. So we don't want to use the impulsive thinking. When we feel that coming on, you feel the fidget. That's what I like to say it is. You feel restless. You feel like you need to right away off the top do this and that. You put yourself into a frenzy. That's when you know it's grabbing a hold of you. Are you pacing a lot? Are you overthinking? Are you speaking out loud? Are you know what I'm saying? You getting wrapped up. You feel yourself spooling up like a turbo. Slow down. Slow down. You know what I'm saying? Slow down. Hey, hey, slow down. Why? Why? Because of what I am is what I am. Shouts to Brand Nubian back in the day. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, the message is the same. So we all slow down sometime. Yeah, once again, if you're watching the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Come with me on this journey. Check out the music. Be a part of the movement and the feeling, and let's have an experience together. Let's spread that warmth. Let's spread these positive gains, and let's get stronger. Let's keep shining. And man, I just love being here to do this. And it's an opportunity, you know what I'm saying? It definitely is. And an honor, you know what I mean? So I'm very appreciative of anyone who watches these videos. I do thank you. I do appreciate you wholeheartedly. My love and heart is with you. And I wish nothing but the best for you. And stay tuned. More on the way. I love y'all. That's about it. All right, man. I love y'all. Peace.